Hello, everyone. I'm Corion, your witch in residence, and today we're going to continue our deepish dive onto the Lord of the Rings with the Fellowship of the Ring. And the Fellowship of the Ring is, in my opinion, got some incredible scenes, and one of the most important scenes is the Council of Elrond, where Frodo stands up and says, "I will take the ring, but I don't know the way." And the men who are meeting with him stand up and come forward and pledge to help him. This is a super important moment because it's the start of a brotherhood, a fellowship, whatever you want to call it. So I want to get into that fellowship. I want to get into that brotherhood a fair bit. Now, before we do, of course, if you are not a subscriber to the channel, please consider doing so. Drop a like on this video and please comment along. It really helps the channel, and your comments help me shape future episodes. As well, if you would please consider becoming a channel member. The perks are fantastic. The perks are cheap, and you can really get a lot out of the community we've built here. So please consider doing that. With that in mind, let's carry on. So when we talk about brotherhood and brothers and those men that we have had in our life that have come together to take care of one another, because that's really what it is it's a, I would argue it's a kind of love, but it's the kind of love that you have for your brothers. Not for, not a romantic love, not a familial love. It's something else. It's something deeper. When guys team up and go through adversity, they form a bond together. They become part of each other's lives in a unique way. And we see this in Lord of the Rings. We see that Boromir teaching the younger ones how to fight. We see Legolas constantly watching for dangers for their friends. We see Gimli providing his knowledge of the terrain. We see Gandalf providing his wisdom, and we see Aragorn leading the charge and making final decisions because he's the only one in a position to do so. And some people clash against it, but they know what needs to be done, and they know that Aragorn operating as an authority in the group doesn't make him better than the group. It just means that he's the ones making the final decisions. Um, in fact, we actually see a second or two of this in the Two Towers when they think he's dead and he comes back, and both Gimli uh, and Legolas give him a little bit of shit for almost dying in a way that only friends and brothers do. Because let's be honest, we do that a lot. Now, with that, though, we also see other kinds of brotherhood and friendship displayed a lot between Sam and Frodo. Sam is a gardener, and he may be Frodo's friend, but at the end of the day, he's also his gardener, right? And yet this guy decides to rise up. He decides to do everything he can to take care of Frodo. And even when Frodo doesn't necessarily want him around and he's in a lonely place, Sam says, "Okay, well, if you're going to be in this lonely place, I'm going to be there with you." It actually reminds me of a story I've heard. And, you're going to think it's silly, but hear me out on this. A guy's walking along and he falls in a hole. And as various people are walking by, he's trying to climb his way out and he can't get out. And so he sees the politician in his neighborhood walking by and he says, "Hey, can you help me out? I've fallen in this hole." And the politician goes, "Yeah, in my next campaign, I'll campaign to get the hole filled." Well, that doesn't really help him now, but the guy carries on. The guy then sees his priest and says, "Hey, can you help me get out of this hole?" And the priest writes a prayer on a piece of paper and hands it down to him and says, "Yeah, try this prayer." Not really helpful at that point. And then eventually he sees one of his friends walking by. And he calls his friend, "Hey, I'm stuck in this hole. Can you help me out?" And the friend jumps in the hole with him. And he says to his friend, "Well, what the hell are you doing? Now we're both stuck down here." His friend says, "Yeah, but I've been in that hole and I know the way out. Or I've been in this hole before and I know the way out. Come on." That's what brothers do for each other. Okay. And sometimes it's hard, right? I've been in situations with guys that I've known for years that I care deeply about as brothers that are in places where what they need right now is just our support. We need them. We need to be there for him, but we can't fix this for him. He has to choose to fix this. And that's a hard thing because we all want our brothers to be happy. We want our brothers to be satisfied in life, and we want to see them excel and have all the wonderful things they can possibly have. We're never jealous of them. We may be a little envious at times, but not to the point where, we would tear them down to build ourselves up. That's not what friendship is. What friendship is seeing your friend excel and saying, "Hey man, that was awesome. Let's see what we can do to excel get the rest of the guys to excel." And that's what it's about, okay? The Fellowship of the Ring is the ideal male friendship playing out on screen, journeying together, experiencing hardships together, building bonds together. That's what it's about. Now, we're in summer right now, and there's a lot of opportunity to build those bonds, okay? Go and get a chemically inoffensive beverage, we'll call it, at a bar with your friends. Talk to them about things you guys can do together. Maybe go on a hiking trip or a camping trip, right? Make a joke of it, right? Set up a goal and be like, "Boys, we're going to Mordor," and Mordor happens to be like a concert or whatever. So you're gonna go, you're gonna camp at a campsite, and then you're gonna go to the concert or something, right? Turn it into an adventure. Turn it into a journey. Okay? And do this so that there are exciting moments that build the friendship, that work together, and also so you can have those quiet moments where you guys can talk about what matters to you and what you need in your life so that your brothers can help you achieve it. Right now in my life, the thing I'm working on most is making videos on YouTube, because I feel like this is important. And I know my brothers are going to help. I know my brothers are going to watch. I know they're going to enjoy the video. I know they're going to share it out because that's what they do for me right now. That's what I needed. And I also know that with their endeavors, I'm going to help them, right? I'll play matchmaker with some of the female friends I have. I will give them rides to places when they need it. I will scour go stations looking for somebody's glasses if needed. Um, I'll give them directions on how to navigate the weirdness of Toronto over the phone while they're trying to make it home. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter how far away they are. They know they have a brother in me, and I know I have a brother in them. And then when you get a group like that together, that's what a fellowship is. A group of guys deciding to work together for their mutual benefit because it's the right thing to do. And I mean, we've been doing this since the dawn of time, right? Think about, everything from cavemen and getting together and forming hunting parties that had to go days away from their village potentially to take down a meal worthy of their village, to, you know, gentlemen who fought together in wars, who form bonds in their company that are just too close to call. And every new guy in the group gets a little bit of a little bit of gentle hazing until they prove worthy of the group. And every veteran lost is an absolute tragedy. This is how brotherhood and fellowship works. It's okay to lightly tease the new guy. It's okay to make sure that he proves worthy of your brothers. Because at the end of the day, he will be worthy if he's willing to try. Because we're not going to put them in such a position that we're going to haze them until they break. We're going to push them for a little bit of adversity to catch up to the adversity we all faced. And we all faced together. Because we are all in this together, whether we realize it or not. Okay? We are all one and united. And sometimes it doesn't seem that way. It certainly doesn't feel that way all the time. But we are. Okay? We are one. We are one family. And these men that you have chosen to share adversity with, those are your brothers. And there are times where you will not feel worthy of your brothers. I promise you, you are worthy. You just have to show them the gestures that prove it. And you will, and you can. They wouldn't have selected you as somebody to join them if they didn't believe it was possible. I know you guys are capable of reaching that higher level, right? The highest mountain. Because because you guys are watching this and you've understood this and you'll put in the work. Every one of you is capable of the level of determination necessary to become greater than what you are. And you will achieve this. Because if you're determined enough, if you want to win that badly, you will. And you'll do it honorably. You'll do it decently. You'll do it respectfully. Because that's who you guys are. Okay? That doesn't need to be any deeper than that. Okay? You guys matter. And your brothers matter. And when you show respect, friendship, and even a little bit of love for your brothers, they will accept you. Because at the end of the day, they know this too. They know that you are worthy. They know that you are enough. And that's what I want to leave you with. You are enough to form a community of brothers. Okay? You are enough to bring those people together. You are enough to help them plan an adventure together. And you are enough to go and do a thing together that needs to be done because it's the right thing to do. Because you guys need it. Because you guys are friends. You guys are brothers. Make that connection. Make it happen. So to the younger members of the community, I pose this challenge for this homework. Okay? And that is find your brothers. And if you found them, plan an adventure together. It can be something small. It can be, hey, let's go to the zoo and, go drink beers or whatever, at the zoo and, say hi to some of the animals. It could be something massive like a road trip. It could be something even bigger than that of, hey, one of our brothers is in trouble. Let's rally and get this sorted and get it together. You may not succeed, but the journey you take to get there will build those bonds, will build them strong and keep them together. And for my older fans, the guys who are getting up there in years and your circle of friends may be diminishing a little bit, I challenge you with this. Find a new guy that's worthy and bring them in. Okay? Find one of the younger guys who can study under your fellowship, under your brothers, on how to be a man. Bring him into the group. Let me know the results. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to me today. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Take care, everybody.